This is a Shock podcast.
Shock. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to The Art of Beauty. I'm your host, Yasmin, and here at The Art of Beauty, we're talking about all things beauty. The industry, body positivity, confidence, the hottest new releases, and more. I'm super excited to delve deeper into the extensive world that is beauty with you in each episode. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite aspects about the beauty industry, independently owned companies. For the sake of simplicity, I'll just be referring to them as indie brands. We're going to be talking about what they are, how they operate, sort of, and also a few recommendations I have of indie beauty brands that you should check out if you haven't already. I hope everyone's doing well, having a great week, and looking forward to the weekend. I've been feeling a bit more experimental, should we say, with my makeup lately, for no particular reason other than the fact that I just lack so much color in my life. Like, if I'm going out for dinner or something, then I'll just whack on, like, green eyeshadow or something. I feel like a lot of people here are afraid of using color, and yeah, you can totally look wacky, but in a great way. If you know me, then you know I am obsessed with multi-chrome eyeshadows, which are basically eyeshadows that shift different colors, like 2, 3, even 4 sometimes. Anyway, the reason why I brought that up is because my favorite multi-chrome eyeshadows are from indie brands. I'll be talking about a few of my faves in a bit, but for starters, let me introduce you to what indie brands are. In the beauty world, an indie beauty brand or retailer is simply a business that is independently owned, as in it doesn't receive any corporately backed funding to keep it going, and its startup funds come from the shop owner himself or herself. So, in Sephora, technically speaking, brands like Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona or Beauty Blender or Anastasia Beverly Hills are considered to be indie brands. On the other hand, Lancome, MAC, Tom Ford Beauty, etc., they aren't, because they're a part of a bigger company. So wouldn't that mean that all independently owned businesses are considered indie? Not quite. Indie beauty is really about so much more. It's a lifestyle and it's very community driven. Indie beauty brands have a heart and soul that consumers can see in the products that they buy. From immersing myself in the indie beauty community, I've definitely felt that it's so different on so many levels, whether it's on customer engagement or just like the quality of the products or user experience on the websites, the buying experience, the whole thing. It's just so different in comparison to buying from a mainstream brand. Indie beauty brands used to be discovered only in indie beauty boutiques exclusively. This channel, however, has shrunk significantly in the past few years, and very few true independent boutiques remain. Distribution has also shifted online, as many indie brands are now digitally native, launching online exclusively and even sometimes remaining exclusively online. So most of the brands that I'm going to be talking to you about are exclusively online for the most part. Indie beauty brands have become trendsetters. Most new brands are going after the millennial and Gen Z demographic, and with TV shows like Euphoria coming out and making that kind of makeup super popular, that's where indie beauty really shines. And it's not to say that just because, you're not millennial or you're not Gen Z that it isn't for you. It absolutely is as well. So don't think that it isn't. The innovation is honestly nothing like what you'll see in the brands in Sephora. No hate to Sephora. I love it. But I just think that indie beauty brands, like true indie beauty brands, are just on a different scale. The innovation is honestly nothing like what you'll see in Sephora or just any brand from larger companies and conglomerates. And, honestly, no hate at all to these brands. I absolutely love them for some stuff, but there's something about indie brands that they just bring something new to the table. At the same time, these larger global brands have been evolving their businesses to replicate the indie beauty founders and brands modernizing the beauty category now. I genuinely believe that indie brands will be at the epicenter of innovation in the beauty industry in the next few years. I would honestly argue that it's happening right now. Of course, if you're buying from an indie beauty brand, then prices are going to be higher since the brands are smaller and there may be more wait time for your order to be processed and shipped due to a number of reasons, whether it's smaller staff or, your products are being handmade. Yeah, just for a multitude of reasons. Also, if you're buying ones from Europe and America, then you'll have to pay for shipping that usually starts at about $15, which, yeah, granted, it's not cheap. But with that being said, I find that it's way more worth it and you're getting exactly what you paid for. Not only that, it's just a really great feeling knowing that the products you're getting are really made with love and they're also incredibly unique. Now, onto the recommendations. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. You know what? I'll give you recommendations for each beauty category. And yes, these are all tried and tested by me, so I can confidently say that I love them. Firstly, for eyeshadows, if you want amazing multi-chrome eyeshadow singles, so that's just individual eyeshadows that are just really special and they don't come in a palette, I would highly recommend Terra Moon's Cosmetics and Davina Cosmetics. They're both based in the US and they do these incredible multi-chrome eyeshadows that are so unique in terms of their color shifts. Like sometimes I wonder how they come up with them. It honestly feels like you're looking at a piece of magic. They're honestly amazing. For eyeshadow palettes, I would recommend Odin's Eye Cosmetics, which is from Sweden, and Kaleidos Makeup, which is based in China. If you're looking for fun color stories that are carefully curated, then I would absolutely recommend them. Also, both these brands, they have formulas that are absolutely top-notch, and honestly, they would probably be better than any high-end brand that you'd find in Sephora. I have not seen an equivalent to these brands in Sephora. No shade or anything, no shade. It's just, for me, why would you pay for something so expensive that just isn't worth it? And you could get something that's way better and way more affordable. Albeit, they're made from overseas and you have to pay for shipping. But it's just so worth it. You're getting quality product and you're not paying 550 ringgit for an eyeshadow. Pat McGrath. I love Pat McGrath. Mothership 5 palette, amazing, outstanding. But would I pay for another Mothership palette, which is another 550 bucks? No. I mean, I love Pat's formulas and the duochromes and the special shades in there are amazing, but I could 100% replicate them from looking in my indie beauty stash for way less than that. Way less. Next recommendation. If you want good blushes, highlights, or bronzers, I would highly recommend Nabla Cosmetics or Honest Beauty. Yep, that's Jessica Alba's brand. And if you want just really pretty natural colors with a great formula, these are outstanding. You get Nabla Cosmetics on Beauty Bay. In my opinion, Honest Beauty's cream blushes are superior to Fenty. I'm sorry, you can't tell me any different. I love you, Rihanna, but I'm gonna have to give this to Jessica Alba. If you want something a bit more out there, I would recommend Ritual de Fille. If you're down to try some color highlights or less conventional shades of blushes, I personally wear all sorts of colors. My favorite color of highlight is probably blue and green. And yeah, I wear it during the day. And no, I don't care because it's sick and you should try it if you haven't already. For good lipsticks, we don't have to look further than our neighbor, the Philippines. This brand, Sunny's Face, is fantastic with their formula, and it's so nice and smooth and isn't drying at all. I really can't stand it when lip formulas are hella dry. It's so offensive, and they make great products. I have a few recommendations if you want to check out Malaysian brands as well, although unfortunately I'm not so well versed on the makeup side of things, but I definitely have a few that I already want to check out. If you're Malaysian and you love skincare products, then you obviously know Handmade Heroes, and apparently so does Lily Collins from Emily in Paris. I also really like Root Remedies for their body care. Their body wash is A1 quality. It's so good. I don't know every single indie brand in the world, but they can be found everywhere, honestly. I've been looking at exploring more Malaysian brands as well because #support_local, so I'll fill you guys in once I've settled on some that I really enjoy, apart from the ones I've already mentioned. Anyway, thanks for tuning in this week. It was a shorter episode than the other ones, but I thought I'd keep it short and sweet and filled with good recommendations so that you guys can be inspired to go out there and do more research into indie brands. As always, I hope you guys are keeping safe and staying healthy. Until next time, see ya!